Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo, and I'm here on another late night Stoop edition. It feels nice to be back for another late night. And truth be told, I had mentioned to Mark, I wasn't feeling well yesterday and earlier today, but I was feeling better as the day went on. And I was like, "Yo, you want to do a show?" And he's like, "I'm on Gary's show on the trip earlier this evening." And in my head, I was like, "Okay, cool. You do that. We're not going to do a show." And in his head, he was like, "Hey, everybody on Gary's show, guess what I'm doing next? It's another show. Come and join us." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck. Okay, so here we are doing a show." But listening to Gary's show, congratulations, guys, on another fantastic show, even without me. But you had Mr. Mark on there, and that big respect to have a Wolves fan from New York, not even from New York, but in New York, talking Arsenal. And I got to say, my man Mark killed it, as always. Mr. Tom in the audience killed it as always. But good to see a lot of you guys from the show. We got BxGunner. Good to see you, my friend Tony Turner, who was just on the show. Finally found a way to get him to be quiet. Is just don't let him on the show. But love you, Tony. Ben Ireland up late, part of the All Vaw crew. All vampires are we. Macronomical, good to see you as well. Arsenal fans in the house coming in full force. BX, Lolo, Smoke got medicated and looking great. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, truth be told, I started feeling better. My wife put me to work. And she had me picking shit up all over town, putting furniture together. And I was like, all right, I'm good. Had a big old dinner. And now I'm ready to talk to one of my favorite dudes in the world. Guy who just killed it talking about another team. Mr. Mark, how are you, my man? Big old smile on your face.
I'm good. It was a lot of fun, and I tell you, I didn't mind talking about Arsenal. I watch enough. In fact, I watch as much Arsenal as I do Leeds, and I do
Exactly. Thank you, Ben.
my own team, which I stutter on. I give Leeds props first, but it was a lot of fun, and I mean,
good to see you,
for
Saul.
those of you that are out there, on our chat side, if you haven't checked out the trip with Gary from Don't Waste the Tweet, it's a cool show, man. It's a cool show. It's an Arsenal show, so all you Arsenal fans, head on over. All you Leeds, everyone. If you're a fan of football, just head over. Fuck it.
I think he had Mr. Tom on the show as well once.
I heard that.
Mr. Tom, a couple years ago. Who would have thought?
Is like sitting back in his dungeon,
Hey, well, as I said it in the thumbnail that I threw together real quick was back to winning ways a little bit. Wolves are on a little bit of a 2-game run, let's call it, back to winning ways. Connor Cody finding some goals. Arsenal, hold up, Wayne. We got a little team we put together. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Stan the Man just put out a tweet right now before we started that I saw that said, "Hey, we may not be able to keep our same starting 11 fit throughout the next run of this. Maybe we should rest some people for Liverpool because Aston Villa is a more winnable game. We'd hate to go balls to the wall here, hurt somebody, and then drop points to Liverpool." I don't know. No. I understand what he's saying.
You're gonna go balls to the walls with Liverpool. If I'm Arteta, go balls to the walls with Liverpool, and you rest people for Villa, because I don't know if you saw the Villa game this past weekend.
I did.
But they lost some people.
Yeah. They did.
Luca Digne out for the Arsenal game. And Douglas Luiz got his face kicked off.
Face kicked in.
They fucking stitched him up really quick on the field. This happened in the 10th minute and then played until like the 70th minute. I looked at the injury wire today. He has to have reconstructive surgery on his face and may not play for the rest of the season. And then Callum Chambers got kicked.
The goal scoring Callum Chambers, by the way, the worldy fucking Callum Chambers.
But worldly. He got kicked in the face, and he may not be able to play for a while.
Oh my God!
So you guys are definitely catching Villa at the right time. So if I'm Arteta, I'm reading that report. I don't think that's possum. I go all out on Liverpool because guess what?
And Salah might be out.
Oh God, no! He can have his leg chopped off and he'll still make the pitch. He is going to play on Thursday. This is too important. If City didn't drop points, if City didn't, if they won today, Salah might be like, well, I might sit this one out.
Yeah, I think Salah plays. I think he plays.
But City dropped points, and now you're 4 back a week before you play them again.
Dude,
no,
yeah,
Salah
absolutely.
is like, you would have to be like, I have COVID and I'm on a ventilator and I can't play. That's like, I'm dead. It's like the restaurant rule. You're dead or you go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. And right now, I mean, yeah, I believe he will play. But Evan here Macronomical has a comment on here. He says, Lolo, Gunners got Liverpool on Wednesday and City dropped points today. They need the game. And in my opinion, no way Arsenal wins. Period. Now, this means Arsenal wins 3-1. I totally feel you, Gary, because every time I get a dead-on something in my head like that, it usually goes the exact opposite way.
But look, man, Arsenal
combined with what you're saying, Mark,
just as much to play for. They're playing for 4th, maybe 3rd with all your games in hand. This is a game in hand. These are bonus points. And if you got 3 bonus points in the league, you're looking really, really good. Because, you could get 3 more bonus points in the other 2 games in hand. I think this is just as important for Arsenal. The only problem is, and I said it on Gary's show, is that you're not going to be able to play the same way against Liverpool the way you've played the last couple of weeks. You can't fucking push. You can't press your midfield, and you've been pressing your midfield up the pitch, and it's working.
Yeah.
It looks.
We're gonna have to.
But Liverpool's going to go right over the top on you if you do that.
Yeah. Back then you'd sleep with another's wife. These days it's internet slander. Yeah, exactly. Like I was going to say, Douglas Luiz, worst case scenario, he's got to stay home for 6 weeks or whatever. But have you seen who he's dating? Alicia Lamont, I believe that's her name.
Every single
from West Ham.
Footballer has just a wonderful.
No, she's a footballer as well. She plays for West Ham.
So it's kind of like
she's just got this body that's
in the U.S. It's like the Ertz, the Ets.
Yeah, the Zach Ertz and Julie Ertz.
Yeah,
but so these two are like a power couple. But her legs are bigger than his. She's like a beast. She's awesome, but she's also fucking hot. But she's a professional footballer, so let's not get that. I'm not dissing who she is as a person. I'm saying she just also happens to be fucking gorgeous. So, he's not a bad looking chap, I guess. Now that his face is all messed up, we'll see how much that mattered. But anyway, Mark, I was saying winning ways, and we're going to be bouncing all around because Mark's in a happy hour mood, and I heard you killed it on happy hour when I left. So thank you for waiting for me to leave to get interesting. But listen, lots of teams won, I including Leeds United. And Ben was saying in the comments here, he said, I think, I think the vibe from happy hour rubbed off on our teams this weekend. And Leeds United, they were banging the post. They should have scored a ton of goals. In fact, when Norwich leveled, the commentators were all like, Leeds have nobody to blame but themselves for this. They should have won that. So I don't know if you saw today, but I put this out on the internets. So here goes. All right, look, kid, I'm giving you your chance. No pressure, but if we lose, yeah. Yeah, boss, I'm ready. But there's only like 2 minutes left, right? You listen here, you little shit. When I was 19, I never needed more than 2 goddamn minutes for anything. In America, we show up late, make a big noise, and get home in time for Seinfeld. You hear me? All right, I'll do my best. If you f*** this up, I know a place in New Jersey where no one will find your body. Back home, they call me Jesse the Marsh. All right, have fun, buddy. Yeah, so that's what I did today instead of actually. But it got me feeling better.
I thought the wife had you running around doing all these things.
That was what she got once she got back.
All right. So I since we're on the subject, and by the way, that video is brilliant. When I saw the little card that you sent up, and that was the punchline. And I'm like, I don't quite get it, but the build up to the punchline, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's just
but
some
my
stupid
question,
stuff I do.
And I post this on my little chat with Ben Ireland earlier on. And I want to ask the question, is Aileen lucky he didn't get a red card in that match?
I don't. Oh, yes. Yes, it was like a bad slide tackle.
Yeah, he goes over the ball and cleats up and right into I don't know the player's name.
Yeah, that was one where we have seen red cards.
Yellow. He got a yellow.
We've seen red cards for that.
We've seen. I mean, that's like pretty much like you're watching the Granite Shaka video on how to get a red card in that one.
Yeah. And we saw that somebody went over the top on a ball last season, or was it earlier this season? Very similar thing where we're like, oh, he got the ball, and we're like, yeah, but he got the player. He went over the ball.
This one, Aileen went over the ball and into the player. He got a yellow, but I really thought he was lucky he didn't get a red.
I don't know, Leeds United fans who are here, Mr. Tom, Ben, if you're still here, Saul, let me know what you guys think. Was Aileen lucky to get away with that? I felt like there was a Dan James penalty. However, I feel like I'm saying this every match now, that Dan James should have got a penalty. Maybe he just gets knocked over, but I saw him get like, the ball goes into the box and he hasn't quite gotten a foot on it, but he's on it. He's the one getting to it. And the defender just comes and runs him over, but it's slightly shoulder to shoulder. It looks like he comes from the back, but it's like he tries to get in there to be shoulder to shoulder. Just completely demolishes him. And so that one, I was like, that is easily called a penalty. But once again, that's on certain teams get that penalty call. And I hate saying there's a bias, but it's fucking true, and you guys all know it. Some teams and some players get called more or not called more often because of the way they do they play.
Yeah,
and teams as well. So I don't know, Mark. There's a chance for makeup calls and all that stuff.
Sure. I was just curious because I definitely thought that Aileen was very, very lucky, but. You know, I mean, it was fucking awesome.
3 points, big
3 points. But let me tell you,
Mane.
I honestly believe that those 3 points were because Norwich is so bad, and not that Leeds got better. Norwich,
but Leeds have that. They are, but they knew this was a game where they could have a hope. Like if they could get these 3 points, there's a glimmer of a hope that they can climb out. Now it's gone.
They proved in this match that they are gonna go down. Absolutely, without a doubt. I felt like the goal that Joffe got. Was, I mean, 2 players just so lackadaisical. Even on with I'm not sure who it was that stole the poor pass by Norwich and then passed, and the other guy just couldn't get there. Norwich was awful.
Well, the thing was, it was a header that Gellert should not have won. It was coming. It was a ball in the air coming back to the center backs, and they both kind of lazily went up to it. Yeah. And Joffe ran and got his head on it and just hit it into space. And Rafinha, who wasn't right there, was on it in a flash, and he won the race and didn't go directly towards goal. I felt like Rafinha did the smart thing. He could have gone directly towards goal and hit the post but that's where he is right now. Is he's hitting the post. He's not earlier in the season. He drives right at goal and scores that, and he's the winner. But he did the right thing.
He played so tight.
Yeah,
like it was like he had like a wine cork.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't even show you on the screen
how
big it was.
Oh no,
he had a wine cork just popped up his ass, and he was just super uncomfortable because he was Hulk smashing everything. And what happens when you Hulk smash? Like when you play pool, Hulk smash, you miss. Hulk smash on the pitch.
And when the game is on the line, you don't go for that banked 8 shot. You go for a little offensive defense. And what he did was he brought as many defenders as they were all in oh shit moments, and they all followed him. And he knew space would open up, and he just cut it back. And Gellert did the spot on for the kid, man. Yeah. Absolutely spot on.
I mean, absolutely.
Do you know he came on after the Norwich's goal? Norwich's goal was in stoppage time. Gellert came on after that.
Yeah, I know.
It's fucking nuts.
I'm well aware.
Nuts.
The finish it's one of the best finishes of the year as far as I'm concerned.
Finishes of a match or actual tapping? Because it was pretty much a
No, just the end of the
match. The end of the match.
Like the match itself. I mean, it was like, what was the one where the spurts, it wasn't Hoiberg, but it was the other Berg. The other Scandinavian guy. He scored like a hat trick
for Tottenham.
Yeah, for Tottenham. He scored like 2 goals. He came in.
Bergwijn.
Bergwijn, thank you.
Bergwijn.
Bergwijn scores like 2 in like 90 seconds. It rivaled a match like that. Because you literally had 2 goals in 3 minutes to propel one team over the other. It was a good win for Leeds.
Yeah.
It was a good win for Leeds. It definitely solidifies. I still think, I've always thought, and I'll continue to think, that they will not be relegated. And this will definitely just push them in that direction.
Yep. And we'll see what Mark's saying when we dick Wolves on Friday. Oh yeah, that's going to be an interesting happy hour, man, because Wolves play Leeds on that.
You know what? We should have gotten 3 points in your house, and now you're coming to our house, and we're in a much different place than we were when we played you, and you are also in a much different place.
You need to be pointing to the comment section, because it feels like you're talking to me, and I'm like, motherfucker, we beat you at your house, we beat you at our house, we'll beat you at our house, we'll beat you at the International House of Pancakes.
Yeah, okay.
We got your wolf tail tied up in a corner. We got you on a leash outside the Emirates.
Hang on to that enthusiasm. Please, I really do. Because when Liverpool whips your ass on Wednesday, you're not going to feel so zesty. But you can hang on to that. I'll let you
yes, I will. Yes, I will.
The rest of the season, when it doesn't quite go to your expectations,
it's okay.
I'll let you hang on that you took the double on us. I would let
Absolutely.
you have that. Absolutely.
And you know why? I do the things that I do is because, Mark, I know that this is football.
Help yourself?
I just can't help myself. This is football. I know this. If I don't get excited now, and if I don't gloat now, and if I'm not impressed now, I won't be able to later, because I know it's football. I know, like, in my head, we're winning the rest of our matches. And so right now, who am I talking shit to? I'm not talking shit. I'm not writing Tottenham sucks videos. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm not even thinking about Manchester United. You know what I wrote was a song for Chelsea. And it goes, we're coming for you, you bastards in blue. Go back to Russia, we're coming for you. Because I tell you what, Arsenal's ending in 3rd place. Bring it on. Fucking Chelsea, they should have fucking lost to Newcastle, or at the very least drawn. They were awful. The referees ruined that match. The referees were so far in Chelsea's pocket. It was unfucking believable. I thought they don't have any money.
I really hate that term, that the refs are in somebody's pocket.
A sanctioned pocket at that. A sanctioned pocket.
I hate that because, there's... every squad in the Premier League has been affected by a shitty day with the ref. Everyone has dealt with that. And I mean, this weekend in particular, how many fucking handballs? How many fucking handballs should have been called, weren't? How many handballs were questionable and they had to look at them for 45 minutes and were called? I mean, come on. Oh, it's a slight touch.
It's just Mark. You remember the Shaka penalty? You remember the Shaka penalty?
Absolutely.
With the pulling of the shirt?
Every team goes through this.
Yeah,
and there is not a single team except for the Wolves that you can say that they haven't had the day where you could say, oh, the refs were in that team's pocket except for the Wolves. Every single one. Except for
that's good. Yeah, right. I don't want to hear it.
We have recently just beat our FFP violation from.
Yeah, well done there. You guys beat.
We're happy about that, and then our owners forgave $120 million in debt.
Yeah, Mark, I want to ask you a question. I know we're talking. There's all sorts of football to talk about, but I missed the extra hour of Mark Happy Hour, so I need to just talk about random stuff. But I want to talk about this comment that BxGunner has and Macronomical doesn't fully agree with. BX says this summer is going to see some quality players shifting around, and then Macronomical says that I don't think so. Lots of players will be hesitant to move with World Cup being mid-year. And this argument, however, is the reason I think BX's comment is true. Is because if you're on a team that's not being seen right now, or if you're on a relegated team and you know that you have 2 months to get in that squad, and let's just say Leeds United go down. You don't think Rafinha's moving his ass on to a club that he could play for? So he just got a foothold in the Brazilian team. You don't think he moves on to get full-time Premier League, La Liga, anything action?
Well,
that shit's going to be happening. And there's players along his level all over the world.
My question is so I know the World Cup is in Dubai, but I know that they've shifted it because of the heat concern. So when is the World Cup?
It's in the winter. They're pausing the season.
So
they're
World
pausing
Cup is going to be in January.
In I don't know what the dates are. I think it's December though. I think it's
that's crazy.
I think they're going to combine it with the winter break and things like that.
So
and I know the MLS is going to end early.
Okay, but so we do have this potential.
It's in November.
Player migration.
November.
Yeah. If the league starts in late August or mid-August or September, and then the World Cup in November, is my question being is at that point I think the squads are already chosen, and if they're not, why would you want your player to risk injury playing for a club when you're going to play for your country?
Because
I'm
Mark
curious,
because at that point it's not on the country, it's not on the national team to decide that, and playing for your country is playing for pride. You're not making a shit ton of money. It's all about pride, and it's all about
money at all.
It's all about having that on your record, where you make your living and you make your legacy. You do your legacy in both, but where you make your living and you make your name and all that is in your leagues. And so you want to be playing for the best leagues in the world. Everybody does. Mm-hmm. If you can't be playing for the best teams in the world, you just want to be playing. So if that means you're going to the MLS, you're going to anywhere in South America, Liga MX, or China, Asia, Russia, not Russia anymore, but, all these other clubs, even in, fucking everywhere. You just want to be playing. So imagine that you're on a championship team and somebody from Ligue 1 calls you, a team like Lyon or Nantes or Hoffenheim and Bundesliga, one of these teams who they're not going to be the best, but you're going to be a starter on that team, and you're going to
be watched.
They might be in Europa League, they might be in Champions League. They may go to like teams in Portugal, like Porto and Sporting, that are actually in the Champions League. Because look at like Brendan Aronson. He's not on the best team in the world. He's on RB Salzburg. But they're in the Champions League. So he just played against Mbappe and, Hansen, the Hansen brothers. So it's a big thing. I can understand where you would want to be seen. However, if you do get seen and you don't fit in that system and you made a bad move and you're shit, it could have the opposite effect. Right. So I hear what you're saying. The team's already selected. You're either on the team or you're not at that point.
Right.
But injuries happen all the time. You want to be on the second team. You want to be on all that.
Sure. Well, yeah, it makes sense. I think we're reaching. I think there will be a migration, but I think that what we're gonna see is we're going to be seeing like this kind of change of the guard coming up soon. I mean, you look at, Man United, Ronaldo is like 37. You look at, a squad like Arsenal, where a lot of the players that are going to get the minutes and going to get the starts are 22, 23 years old. So,
or less.
maybe not Lacazette, but definitely Nketiah, but he's kind of young. I don't know.
Nketiah's not getting called up.
Your Vardys are going to move on. He's like 35. There's going to be a change in the guard. So what we're going to see is we're going to see like older players kind of like, yeah, we're willing to sell that guy while he's still worth the money.
Yeah.
Liverpool, I mean, Jota and Diaz, they're like under 25.
Yeah, and you have people like Liverpool Chris, who's saying like he wouldn't be totally disappointed if Salah left this summer. He would understand it. And they finally have cover.
But it's also the case of like, how much money would you get for Salah if you sold him? I know he's a free agent.
Here's the thing, Mark.
But if
how much do you get selling him this year versus next year?
I'm just saying in general.
That's
how much if Liverpool was to sell him, that's just so much money when they're already so talented.
Yeah.
To spend.
I think it would be a bad move, but I'm just saying.
Sure. I agree, but I'm that is a rhetorical hypothetical situation. Yeah. It's just like I don't know other examples to use, but what I do see there's going to be this movement of the old guard for the new guard, and whether they stay within the Premier League, I don't know. I think most of them go to Europe.
Yeah,
because Europe got raped last year, so Europe is going to have a lot of money to spend.
They got raped last year. By
what? Just a lot of players. A lot of players came over from Players came over from Europe. It's like in America, it's like the AFC got completely raped. All these players moved over to the NFC.
No, I hear what you're saying. I lost you for a second. So,
yeah, you hung up on that word rape. I understand.
No. It caught me off guard. I was like, wait, they lost a bunch of money? What happened? We got some new commenters on here. What's up, Tariq? He said, yo, boys, where's the Leeds fans from the States? I haven't seen him in the channel for a while. Actually, if you're talking about James, James and I are working. He had said last week or a couple weeks ago that he wanted to talk after the Villa and Norwich matches. So that is this week. And so James and I are working to put together a show. It'll probably be Thursday, midday for us. That'll be like 6 or 7 o'clock at night for people in the UK. Mark doesn't know about this.
Why are we? Oh, no, I know about it, but I'm just curious why we're doing it a day before Wolves, Leeds.
Oh, because I didn't tell him I'm going to bring you on at the end of the show, and it's going to become a preview show where we talk about, things are going okay. We won the game. We beat Norwich. We weren't expected to beat Tottenham. He's not from Chicago. We weren't expected to beat Tottenham, but these guys are bums. Mixed in some New York there. But he will.
No, they say bums in Chicago.
They do. They say bums, but we're usually talking about our backsides.
Actually, I believe they're talking about their keisters.
Oh, talking about our keisters. Yeah, what a good Midwest word.
I mean, they're sitting.
I'll drop you right on your keister.
They're sitting in the ice house, and they wish it was spring so they could be out on their boat.
Out on the boat? What are they doing on the boat? It's iced over.
They're raising the flag. They're waiting for the flag to come up when they're ice fishing.
Man, we gotta get some fans from the Midwest.
I only lived in the Midwest for like 20 years. So.
Well, it's funny how
in ice cold Minnesota.
It's funny how on the video that I did today, like a lot of the comments are like, "When did Joffy become Australian? What's with the terrible Scouser accent?" And I was like, that was me, like just recording it in 2 seconds, going, "I don't know how he talks," something like this. But just listen, I want you guys to understand with all of your English accents from all over. When you're like, "Oh, you did a Yorkshireman. He's from London. We don't get that in our heads very much. Like we can tell tiny bits, but for us, we can, the same way you guys can, if somebody starts talking, we know what part of the country they're from. And sometimes you can narrow it down to a city, so I know you guys got it because Ben and Jimmy, Bremner's Ghost, were on a happy hour after party. And they were like saying, "Oh, that's this area. Oh, that's this area." And he's like, "Oh, I could tell you're from outside of town." And it's like, wait, what? So anyway, it's good. So Tariq, we've got Ben Arizona here, who is the head of the Arizona Leeds fan club. If you're looking for Leeds guys, where you at, Tariq? And then there was another question on here from Vibor Singh. Why y'all hating on Chelsea? Jealousy? No, not jealousy. Pure and utter hatred. That's why.
Right.
There you go, Tony. He's back. He's good. He's back.
Tariq, I think one of the best things I heard today was Lolo referring to Lukaku as Lukaku.
Lukaku.
Lukaku?
Yeah. Lukaku? No, Najee started talking some shit about because I told him my song of "We're Coming for You, You Bastards in Blue," and he goes, "This is the song, Lukaku, our goal scoring cock whore," something like that. And I was like, Najee, your song references his first match, which he played against Arsenal, where he came in midweek. And yes, did a number on us, scored a brace, and has done fuck all since. Mm-hmm. So why do you have a song for a guy you spent a bazillion fucking dollars, because that's the conversion rate, and he doesn't even start anymore. So don't give me a song about that. And his name is Lukaku with a WH. Nothing to say to that. Nothing.
I agree. I mean, you know how I feel. I mean, when I was just a boy, Lukaku and Grealish are running neck and neck for the worst summer signing.
I love that. Good on you. That is the exact answer you should be given. That's the exact answer I demand. So jealousy it is. Love it, man. You got to join for happy hour then.
I gotta tell you, man, that guy's been one of the biggest disappointments of the league. When Lukaku signed, I was like, this is all over. This is all Chelsea. And then United signs Ronaldo, and I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna go to them. And wow, neither.
Yeah, I don't
Neither
understand
have
why
turned
Lukaku isn't working,
out.
though. I don't
Well,
understand why he's not working.
They have too many stars and not enough grit players.
Yeah, but what they
Players
were
that are
missing last
willing.
season. Yeah, no.
I
Sorry.
mean, I don't think they needed Lukaku. They had Pulisic. They had yeah, I can't name names right now because I'm drawing blank.
Mount,
They had
Ziyech,
Werner. Thank you.
Fucking
Mount, Ziyech, Werner, Havertz.
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 Havlitz.
Havlitz. Uns Havertz.
What's crazy is like what all Chelsea needed last season to absolutely close shop was somebody like if Werner only would have made his tap-ins, like not made any of his incredible misses, only made his tap-ins. Draws become wins, losses become draws, and they win. Mark, he missed like 30.
I totally understand that last
That's
season.
all they needed. And so Lukaku is exactly that.
No, I don't think so. I think what they needed is what didn't happen this season. They needed to stay healthy because when they lost Reece James for 2 months and they lost Chilwell for the season, I asked Najee, are you worried? And he said no. And look where they are. They're struggling to hang on to third place.
Yeah.
You know?
Tony Turner is slowly making himself into a pirate, he says. He's got a peg leg. He's getting an eye patch on Friday. Tony, if you don't get a parrot, we're going to start a GoFundMe to buy you a parrot.
I just say everyone that watches our show, just send him a stuffed parrot. So that
Tony Shipwreck. Hey, yeah, BX, that's a proper name. We'll just call him Tony Shipwreck.
Wow.
That's
wow,
like,
Tony.
What do you need?
What you did now? You're no longer Tony 420 or the Prophet 420. You're now Tony Shipwreck. So change everything on your Twitter and your Instagram. If you do the Insta, I know I don't gram.
Yeah, Tony. Tony Shipwreck sounds like a guy that somebody would come up and be like. Somebody would be like, you know where I could get a dozen cartons of Pall Malls and 2 guinea hens? And I'm like, yeah, go see Tony Shipwreck. He's down at the Gowanus Canal.
No, seriously. 2 Brooklyn dudes and another Bronx dude just gave you a name. So
Tony Shipwreck. Yes, Tony sir, Shipwreck. Son. I better see that in your handle. I like the Sooner Gooner. He is from Oklahoma, so the Sooner Gooner works. But on this show,
is he not the Sooner Gooner?
Yeah, that's who he is.
No. I'm sorry, Tony. That is way better.
No, but that's when he's talking Arsenal. When he's just talking football. When he's talking just the nonsense. Tony Two Hats. No, you're Tony Shipwreck now, my friend. Once you get that iPad, you're Tony Shipwreck, and I can't wait to see it. Okay, should we talk a little bit more about football? Let's run through these matches right here. We have Liverpool beating Brighton 2-0. Yeah, expected. Yeah. Moving on. Brentford beating.
What was the? Let's back up there. What was the penalty for Liverpool? Wasn't there a penalty?
It was a handball, I believe.
Handball. Okay, moving on to the next one. Handball. Handball on this
Brentford, Burnley. I expected a draw out of this or Burnley to win, to be honest. I was surprised by this.
I expected a draw. Penalty here as well.
Was it a handball?
I don't know. But I know there was a penalty. I want to say there was a red card in this too.
Yes, it was a penalty. No. It was the red card led to the penalty, I believe.
Probably.
Yeah.
But Tony with the brace. Ivan Tony with the brace, not Tony Shipwreck.
Yeah. Nathan Collins brought down Tony in the box, and he got a penalty. So he put 2 in as well. So Ivan Toney's on a little bit of a tear, but once again, I think three of those 4 goals are penalties. So It is what a TI is.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Let's do this. Come on.
All right, let's go. Ivan Tony. Oh shit. Okay. Sorry. I told John we were absolutely not doing a show, so I'm doing this today. Manchester United. This was a little bit of back and forth. It was kind of interesting. I don't know if you got to see it.
I did get to see
Ronaldo with a hat trick. You know what pissed me off was immediately all the papers, all of the internet sources, a Ronaldo masterclass, Ronaldo back in action, and I'm like, listen, he had
5.
His first goal was classic Ronaldo. All right. The rest were like, come on, yes, a hat trick is a hat trick.
Come on,
but a masterclass.
That header was a rocket. His third goal, it flew off his head and came into the net with purpose.
Yeah.
And for a 38-year-old guy, that was pretty damn impressive. But there was a penalty that went in Spurs' direction, went to VAR, and that was a
handball.
Right. And then there was another, what was it? Handball that was looked at from Dyer. Dyer also.
Oh, Eric Dyer. Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't call that. So that's 3 handballs this weekend that were called very, very different.
Yeah. Then we had Chelsea Newcastle, which I thought was a shit show, and Newcastle deserved to leave with 1 point. I don't think they did enough for the win. Chelsea were bad. They were brilliant. They were brilliant for that one. The pass from fucking
Jorginho on
the touch by Havertz. All of it was brilliant.
And then the power. I thought he did it with 2 different feet.
Yeah. But he did it with 1 foot. I remember seeing he caught it with his left foot and then left foot tapped it.
And just crushed it, man. That was
it was brilliant.
Goal.
However, there was a clear penalty earlier that should have been given to Newcastle. There was a fucking boot in the face that could have been given as a red. There was a slide tackle. Studs hit the calf, not the ball at all. Yellow card. And I'm just like, I just want to tweet at Mark every single time. If that was Shaka, ... Because at a certain point, like, yes, it's just me bitching, but in God's honest truth, Mark, and you know this now.
Actually,
if Shaka hits somebody with his studs in the leg, it's a red card.
I completely agree with you because that's his reputation. But what this week is getting me at with all the handballs was the handball against City that was called against Matino that was the penalty kick.
See you bringing back 12 weeks.
Following week when we played, the following week when we played Chelsea,
and
on
you
that
should have had
breakaway, and we should have.
Conte caught it.
Yeah, he caught it for Potence. And all I'm saying is it's only because this weekend there's been so many calls on handballs. It's just even in Arsenal's match there was a handball.
Yep.
I'm just saying
that one was rough too. I felt a little.
It was a
handball. It was a handball. You have to call it. The ball changed. The spin on the ball changed.
If it was a bigger team, it may not have been called. If it was a bigger team, if you guys were playing City and that happened, might not have been called.
Oh my God, Mark! I thought you were talking about us.
No. I'm talking about if it was a different team, a bigger team than who the hell you guys play? Leicester?
Yeah.
You guys played Leicester. If it was a bigger team up the table, it might not have gone your way. You know?
Newcastle player was grabbing the blue guys. I think that's a nuts and bolts right there. So grabbing his nuts or his shaft. In the VAR version of the review, thus nothing called on the blue guys. All right, thank you, Gary, for that very that close to the goal. You can't do. Yeah, exactly.
So
and
all I'm saying is in this particular week, it just brought all that to my attention because we were seeing a very, very inconsistent week on the particular call of handball. And I just think that they need to change it. And it's like, all right, pick a zone, no matter where your hand is positioned.
No, they did. They did that.
No, I'm talking even if
no,
your
it's
hands
the natural
are
position. Natural position.
No,
that can't be called a red ball.
Take it away.
I mean, a handball. Moving on. Wolves, Everton. Nobody cares. Moving on.
Everyone cares.
I'm just kidding. You guys beat Everton.
Absolute beautiful pass. A beautiful cross by Neves. Right on Connor Cody's head. You couldn't ask for better placement. And no, none of you fuckers squads can have Neves. We're keeping him. He's ours.
We don't want him. He doesn't like to dance after a match.
Are you kidding me? You tell me one team that wouldn't want Ruben Neves. One team.
We don't want him.
Oh,
if he wants to come, sure.
You are out of your mind. Someone says, "Hey Arsenal, you want Ruben Neves?" You'd be all like, "What? He's available?"
Yeah. As soon as we say yes, he goes, "Oh, I'm thinking of other things." So we say we turn around and go, "No, thank you."
Mm-hmm.
And then show him the little shoulder. Show him the little shoulder. And he goes, "Ooh, I like that. For Portugal, I talk like this."
You all ain't that thick.
Look at that. Chelsea don't need Ruben Neves. Oh, I like this Chelsea fan here. He's actually talking some shit here. I like it. Chelsea don't need him. Lolo's taking him. Yeah, girl. Come on, Ruben.
I really believe
Ruben. Ben aquí, Ruben. Anyway, good win for you guys. Good solid win. Because like you said on Gary's show today, when I was there listening, you said something that was a bit controversial. And you said, look, Everton are a good team. What? But yes, Everton should be a good team. And you're right. They are going to be the most expensive relegated team.
Most expensive relegated team ever. I mean, how angry is Richarlison in that match? I thought he was always angry.
He's an angry little bitch.
I thought he was going to break his arms pounding on the pitch. And he played well and had nothing to show for it.
And Rob Greenleaf talking some shit, but only one goal, though. Yeah. Scored as many goals against him as Arsenal did. Moving on.
When you only allow 0 goals, you only need 1 to win.
That is true. That is true. Speaking of which, Leeds United thought they were going to win with 1 goal and decided, let's play hit the bar. Let's play who can hit the post from furthest out. Yeah. But we talked about this match a little earlier on. I think the better team won. It was an awesome way to win, and it was almost like had they walked away 1-0, I think Leeds fans would have been happy with winning 1-0. But winning like this is almost better, right? Going level at 92 minutes.
I think a win like this is the best thing that could happen for Jesse Marsh. Like if it was a 1-0 win, be like, oh, we only won, but we only scored 1 against Norwich. I don't know if that's how people talk, but
I thought you were quoting yourself. I thought you were quoting yourself when we beat Norwich 1-0.
You would literally be upset if you beat Norwich 1-0. You would be upset because we should have just destroyed them.
Yeah.
But instead, Norwich draws even in just the start of stoppage time, and it looks bleak.
Because Norwich started going for it.
You're only going to get 1 point against the worst team, and you guys are in a relegation battle right now, and the worst team is going to draw you at the last second, and then you score the winning goal in the fading minutes by one of your up-and-comers, and the excitement that Marsh showed. He wasn't just all reserved and was like, oh, yes. No, he was doing his best. Awesome. He was doing his best Conte impression. And I think this is the kind of win that sways some of the crowd and kind of gets them on his side, or he gets them on his side, because Because I'm sorry, all the chatter I hear is fuck Marsh and fuck Leeds for letting Marcelo Bielsa go. But now it's like, oh, wait a minute. I noticed there's a little tide change, to where people's like, well, maybe Jesse's not so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think in the grand scheme of things, you'll have to look back and go, you know what? He did what was best, and he made them lose the first 2 matches. So it wasn't just a quick. In a lot of ways, it's comparable to what Mikel Arteta did this season when he deliberately decided to start losing the 3 first matches with a -9 goal differential deliberately, because you know what? It sways the tide. It wasn't like, oh, Marcelo Bielsa left or we got rid of him and he comes in and he just starts rolling. Well, that could be scheduled. That could be, guys are coming back and there's always going to be this. So what needs to happen is, no, we need to lose to let those guys who are saying this is the wrong decision, let them have their day and see a tiny bit of progress in those 2 losses. And then you win one of these where you almost lost it. And then next week you can do better and build on that. And it's more of a smooth transition. It was a very smart move to decide to lose those first 2 matches, Mr. Marsh, the Marsh. Anyway, moving on. Let's see who we got next because we're running out of time. Mark's peeing in a bucket. We've got Saints and the Mooses, the Hornets with the Moose. The Hornets with the Moose.
Cuco Hernandez making up for his error against Wolves. And
oh man, Cuco Hernandez is on a tear right now.
He was great.
I sound like a top gooner right now. Please stop. I don't even know what that means, but I will take it and I will not stop because I don't know what it is I should stop. And as my wife says, don't tell me what to do. Arteta likes a challenge and he likes looking up to that team. Thing is, we do have income. We're just not able to use it because it's been frozen. Yeah, I tell my wife that all the time.
Did you hear today that there's like this report that he's like been laundering money through the club or something like that? There's a report out today.
No, I don't. I just have to watch the matches. I don't have time for all this. Anyway, Watford won. I didn't expect this. This fucked me on a big parlay bet that I had. So fuck off, Southampton. West Ham, Aston Villa. This was a toss-up to me. I could not decide who was going to win this one going into it. But I also didn't really feel confident about a draw. You know what I mean?
Same here.
I knew. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I honestly thought that without Bowen, that the hammers would fold, or the irons would fold. They did not. They actually
they looked good.
Well. Yeah, they did look good.
And Yarmolenko, was it Yarmolenko? Got a goal, and what a fucking goal as well.
Yeah.
What a fucking goal. And a great moment for everybody there that they really took time and let him celebrate.
That might be my favorite goal of the weekend, just because it meant so much to him. It was almost heartbreaking. Just his like this whole like just letting go. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, when they announced it, they're like, and here for a heartwarming moment, you can see the Ukrainian da 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 da, and right. It was already making me feel like, shut up, like no, this feels like you're building it up, but they
really did, but
the moment on his face, that was pure. That was pure. Absolutely. Look, the only good thing a Spurs fan has ever said, Chelsea will have another rich asshole owner in the next couple of weeks to pay the rich assholes on the pitch. Amen. Love you, Rob. Good to see you. Glad you found us tonight. Anyway, West Ham with some much needed points. I kind of feel it's too little too late, but I never tire of Aston Villa losing. They are one of these teams that I like some of their players. but as a club, I just don't like them. I don't know why, Mark.
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, I agree. All right, moving on.
Moving on. All right.
Is that it?
No, we have two more.
Oh.
Arsenal, Leicester. Can I just say one thing about Arsenal that, I mean, you could tell me no.
Yes, please.
Yeah, as I wasn't even going to pause as I asked you that question.
just go, because every pause is just making me wish I had.
Oh, sorry. You got to pee. 5 minutes, okay? All I want to say is what I'm happy and excited with Arsenal about is that we are starting to add things to our game, like back heels and flicks and dummies. Oh, here he goes. I'm just gonna pull you out. What I'm enjoying seeing for Arsenal is that we have back heels and flicks and dummies, things that show we're not just focused on getting a correct pass. We're now starting to think about the next level. I know you guys who know us know that Mark and I talk about pool a lot, but in pool playing, the first thing you need to do is learn how to make your shot. Then what do you learn? You learn a little bit about leaving your shot, where your cue ball is going to stay. And then once you get good, better and better and better and better, you're thinking 5 steps ahead. You're thinking English. You're thinking bank shots. You're thinking all this. And I feel like we're finally starting to get there as an Arsenal squad where I can't predict who the pass is going to go to, and I get dummied. When Odegaard, I think, is going to take a shot, and he side foot 20-yard pass off to the side to a flying in Saka or Cedric or somebody like that. I think it's really shows that these guys are working together day in and day out. And we do have a luxury that Arsenal have been able to play with the pretty much the same 11 for the last, 8 weeks? So I'm just saying, I'm enjoying the football that they're playing. It's surprising me, and it's making me ooh and ah a little bit more than I ever have, where I'm going, oh my God, that was great. Oh my God, that was what a great pass. Oh, I didn't even see that. Or why didn't he get the ball? And not realizing that it was a dummy to somebody coming in. Some beautiful work there.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
You had said something that you've had the same lineup for quite a while, and that consistency. We had mentioned it on the trip with Gary and Tony, that as far as a healthy Tomiyasu, and I was just like, I understand you bought him, you paid for him, you brought him in for the season. He started, but he lost his starting spot, and you guys have been on a fucking tear. It's like, do you mess with that chemistry? I said the same thing with Tavage and Tierney not too long ago, and we know how that worked out. But this seems a little different.
Yeah, it does. And I put it out on Twitter earlier, and I was like, unpopular opinion, Tomiyasu doesn't walk back in. I think Tomiyasu would be better for, possibly better for the Liverpool game, because he's more likely to be able to handle Luis Diaz than Cedric. But Saka is unlocked by Cedric.
Yep.
Tomiyasu does not overlap. Tomiyasu has a hard time overlapping. It may be because he's a natural center back, but you see it when Tomiyasu's been in the games. Who scored those goals? It hasn't been Saka lighting it up. It's been Martinelli. It's been Odegaard.
Exactly.
And the past few weeks, it's all been about Saka. Why? Right. Well, because Cedric is working his fucking ass off.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think we need to give him a little bit of props.
And I also think that in a perfectly fit and perfectly in form, Tomiyasu can handle a Diaz. I'm not sure he's going to be in form enough to do it, because Diaz is
fantastic, but I think I'd rather take a just about ready Tomiyasu for a while and then pull him if he's not. Cedric's better going forward, and Cedric is a fantastic crosser of the ball. We all know his issues are with defending. So, and then exactly that's what happens, Gary, is Cedric unlocks the left side of Liverpool's attack. But What's the best way to the best defense
Gary.
is a good offense.
Right. I don't think Cedric is going to be your issue again with Liverpool. I think Gabriel is going to be a problem for you guys.
Why?
Because he makes, when you press him, he makes stupid mistakes and the opposition scores. And that is something that I've seen over the last couple of few years.
Yeah, we'll see.
We will.
We'll see. Look, Thomas Partey, as Macronomical was saying, Arsenal got an informed Thomas Partey in the midfield. If needed, Arteta will just tell him to stay on Diaz. Possibly that leaves you open with Mane, Jota, even if Salah's not playing. Jota, Firmino, they're a dangerous team. They're a
I'm not necessarily
sorry,
sure
I'm reading
because
Gary's quote.
Partey played a full 90 against Leicester, and I'm not sure. I don't think he's going to be in the starting lineup for
who?
Partey for this match.
Why?
Because he was fucking working his ass off against Leicester.
Oh, I think he needs to. He absolutely needs to.
On short rest.
He absolutely needs to. And if we're going to do anything, if we do get Champions League football or European football, he will play every fucking match, Thomas Partey. And I know he was a bit forward. Thomas Partey should have had a hat trick. Let's be honest. He really should have. But he also shouldn't be the one up there scoring those goals. But I'll do it however we can get it. But yeah, Mark, it's been a fun show. We've been going for an hour, so I think we're about to call it quits for the day. But we have a couple midweek matches coming up, so I just want to get your quick predictions on those. Wednesday, 3:30 our time, we have Brighton Tottenham. Do you see anything other than a Tottenham victory here?
Brighton is in terrible form.
They really are.
That's it. That's all I got to say. Tottenham, if they're a yo-yo team for sure. Like win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Win the ones you win the ones you're not supposed to win. You lose the ones you're supposed to win. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I hear you.
I could see the spurting it up, but no.
Yeah,
not this one.
I think Tottenham takes it, unfortunately. Yeah. Maybe it being a midweek match, but it looks like Tottenham play West Ham on Sunday. That's still 4 days. I don't feel like they're going to rest anybody.
I also think that Spurs are going to be a little salty.
Yeah,
from the
I think they might absolutely destroy Brighton. Yeah. Then we have 3:45. Oh, Thursday, Everton Newcastle. That one should be interesting. But I think Newcastle takes that.
Newcastle is going to continue their good form.
I don't know if Everton wins another match, to be honest.
They could. Oof. If they were going to, this might be one.
This would be it, because then they play West Ham.
Maybe that bounce for Newcastle is over. You know, the winter signing bounce. I don't know. I don't see it happen.
Because they just put in a performance against Chelsea. Let's not get it twisted. Chelsea are one of the best teams in the world.
But what we have to say is that despite that performance, they didn't have Joel Linton. They didn't have.
Good night, Ben.
Who's the guy from Arsenal? Joe Willock. They didn't have Joe Willock available. Yeah. They had Maximin on the bench. I mean, they could have ballsed out, and if everyone was healthy, they would have beaten Chelsea.
Yeah.
So and I want to say that Linton and Willock are because of illness rather than injury. So if they get them back, no, Newcastle's going to win this one.
All right, Arsenal, Liverpool. Mark, honest opinion.
Draw is the best thing you can hope. Draw is the best you can hope for.
No, I know what I can hope for, but I'm looking for your prediction.
My prediction? No, you're not. I think Liverpool sees City dropping 2 points, and they smell blood because who do they get? Who do they get this weekend? Do they not get City this weekend?
No, they get City on the last weekend.
Is it
they're postponed. They're postponed. They have like a FA Cup match.
Gotcha.
Their next match is a week after, is in April against Watford. So there's a little bit of a break for some teams because there's FA Cup.
Okay, I was under the impression that it was like really soon, but
Which is
no.
weird.
No,
Why do you guys have a Friday match if all these matches are postponed? Your match shouldn't be on Friday.
Exactly. Who knows?
There's
Maybe it'll
one
change.
Saturday game and two Sunday games.
Yeah.
It's Arsenal Villa at
but
8:30. Jesus.
as it sits, Liverpool smells blood. This is their opportunity to make up 2 points on them. They're going to take it, and Arsenal's got a lot to play for too. But I think the stakes are much bigger for Liverpool, and they're the type of team to take advantage of that sort of falter.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but the super fan in me is going with a little bit of the hope factor. Listen, we're playing at home. We should be fielding an unchanged side. They may be without Salah. I don't really think that's a pro or a con for us. I think it's kind of a moot point. If he plays or if he doesn't, like they're fucking backups. Like, shut up. It may be worse if Jota plays, to be honest. Jota's kind of a maniac who goes all over. And he scores against us every fucking time. It feels like anytime he plays,
pretty much scores against anybody.
But I said in the next 3 matches, I want 7 points. So this would be the one to drop 2 points. But I have a hopeful thing of we need this as much as they do. As much. Your club needs it. Yeah. Your club needs the points. But we're playing at home. We've done well from home. We've played them twice this season already. 3 times this season already. Because we played them in home and away as well. So I don't know. I think we could get something from this. I'm seeing it as a draw, maybe 1-1, 2-2, something like that. But heart of hearts would I'm begging for a win right here.
All right. Well,
if we win here, we lose against Aston Villa. Just watch. No,
you're not losing against Aston Villa. They have too many key players out. But this is one of those matches that I say is like, are you ready for prime time?
Yeah. Are you ready? This is a prime example of midweek, top of the world challenge. This is what we want to be doing next season. We want to be playing midweek against the best teams in the world.
Yep.
That's what we're doing.
How you do.
We have a fit team. No excuses. And it actually matters. It's not week 1 of the Premier League. Like, it actually matters. So screw it. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
Well, I'll hope it for you.
Let's go. And because Mikel Arteta is going to want to do Pep some favors. He's like, oh, my friend, he lose points today, so I'm going to make sure we win a little bit to help them. They are my friends. I love all the orphans. I just watched Nacho Libre, so it keeps going back to El Esqueleto.
Yeah.
I hate all the orphans in the world. I love that movie. Anyway, guys, it's been a great night. Thank you, Mark, for forcing me to do the show after I told you I would.
Yeah,
and then forgot about it. But great to see everybody here. I hope you guys have a good evening. Thank you for staying up late with us. We will see you guys. I'll put out a video after the Liverpool-Arsenal match. And then check us out on Thursday probably for a Leeds roundup and a secret Spawny Mark arrival to fuck with James. All right? Love you guys. Peace from Brooklyn, y'all.